Next up is the brush tool. Brush tool is located in your tools panel to the left. Obviously it looks like a brush. You click on that and make sure that your stroke is highlighted at the bottom as shown. I've selected purple from the palette also. So if I click onto the canvas with the left mouse button held down, we'll see what the stroke, the brush tool does. And we also have the option to manipulate the stroke thickness. So if we go to the stroke panel to the right hand side, we'll see that this particular stroke is set at 1 point. We can increase that to 9 and you'll see the response it gives there. And also with that set, subsequent shapes to draw with the brush tool also use the 9-point weight of the stroke. So that gives you an idea of the brush tool. And now we'll go on to the pencil. The pencil basically does the same thing as the brush tool, apart from it's obviously a thinner line as a pencil would be. So we'll select the pencil, that's right next to the brush tool in the tools palette. Click upon that. We have the same purple selected as the stroke colour, and we click the left mouse button upon the canvas and we do the same squiggly line. That's the result of the pencil. I did say it was thinner, but we've still got the 9-point weight applied to the path. So if we were to reduce that down to 1, you'll see that this gives a more realistic pencil effect. There is an option to manipulate the stroke appearance, so we could make a stroke look like an actual paintbrush. To do this, we go to Window, Brush Libraries. There's a flyout to the right. We go to Artistic Paintbrush. This should bring up a panel in which we have different effect options for stroke. So if we were to highlight this stroke, for instance, we could apply this paintbrush effect. Could select a different one for a different effect. And also, with that selected, we can also draw with that effect on the fly. It's important to note here that when we do select these artistic paintbrush effects, that the stroke we have drawn with the pencil automatically converts to a paint stroke. Likewise, when we draw on the fly, or paint on the fly rather, it's the paintbrush that we use to do so. We might also select artistic and ink in the options. This gives us an inky pen kind of effect. So we try that using the brush tool. You'll see what that does. Selecting another. There we have that. So this effect can be used for painting effects within logos, ones that don't use geometrical or hard shapes. So the brush tool and its associated effects, as I've shown here, is something worth remembering, because you will come to use it further down the line as you develop your logo designs. At this point, it's a good opportunity to demonstrate the eraser tool. The eraser tool is in the tools palette to the left hand side beneath the pencil. So if we select the eraser, if it isn't already visible, click the arrow in the bottom right hand corner and select it from the flyout. So with the eraser tool selected, if we go to one of our brush strokes, we can now use it to erase the path. Like so. You'll see it is actually only erasing the raw path, which is the line the effect is based upon. If you wanted to erase the actual shape, we'd first highlight the path, go to Object, Expand Appearance, and that will make that path into an actual shape with outlines around the perimeter. With that done, we can select the shape again, select the eraser, and we can erase certain portions of that shape. The eraser tool can be used on all paths, and it can also be used on solid shapes. If we draw a square, select the eraser tool, we can erase out portions of the solid shape, and that's the result. Keep the eraser tool in mind because it will become an imperative part of refining your illustrations. Next up is the rotate tool. For this example, I'm going to select a circle and place it on the canvas. The main point and function of the rotate tool is to rotate a shape on its axis which is set outside of the default zone. To demonstrate this, the default axis of the circle is in the center. So if we wanted to draw an icon that consisted of circles going all the way around in a circular shape, we'd select the rotate tool, which is 2 down from the brush in the tools panel, and we'd drag the crosshair from the center of the circle further down. With that done, we can now hold Shift, click the circle with the left mouse button, and it will move 45 degrees. If we undo that and hold Shift and Alt and move the circle across to the right, it will shift and copy. To repeat the copy step, we can press Ctrl and D. This does the copy once more. You can do it again and repeat this process until we have a full circle of circles. The next worthy of note is the Free Transform tool. The Free Transform tool can be found in the Tools palette 2 down from the eraser. With the Free Transform tool selected, if we go over to our canvas and we hold down Ctrl at the top middle of our shape, press the left mouse button and drag across, you'll see that we can manipulate and skew the shape. We can also move up and down. To keep that on its horizontal original axis, we can hold Shift, and this is the result. So that has various uses in developing symbols in your logo designs, so you may want to experiment with this.